This is SportsCentre.
Hey, I'm Marissa Burrow. This is Digital SportsCentre presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar. The Toronto Maple Leafs are riding high after a massive 7 unanswered goal performance in Montreal on Saturday. Yes, your girl was there, living it. And they'll be looking to carry that momentum into tonight's home game against the Lightning. The Lightning are coming off a dominant win against the Red Wings and have won 5 of their last 7 games. Their offense has been electric this season. The Bolts lead the league in scoring just under 4 goals per game, and they boast a plus 39 goal differential, which is the 3rd best in the NHL. Compare that to Toronto, who's sitting closer to the middle of the pack, with just over 3 goals per game and a plus 13 goal differential. If the Leafs want to keep Tampa's high-octane offense in check, they'll need to be sharp, especially against Nikita Kucherov. Kucherov is red hot right now, riding an 8-game point streak, where he's racked up 14 points. And historically, he's been a nightmare for the Leafs. In 36 career games against Toronto, he has 45 points, including 19 goals. For context, the only teams he's done more damage against are Ottawa and Detroit. But the Leafs have their own superstar firing on all cylinders. Austin Matthews has been on a tear since returning from injury. He's got 7 goals in his last 8 games, and that's a 72-goal pace for a full season. And he's no slouch against Tampa either, with 13 goals in 24 career games. Toronto has had Tampa's number so far this season. The Leafs have won both matchups, taking a 5-3 victory in Tampa in November and a 5-2 win at home back in October. Tonight's game is shaping up to be a clash of 2 explosive offenses. Can the Leafs stay hot and keep the Lightning in check? And folks, we have made it. We've made it to the final 4 teams in the NFL playoffs after a wild divisional round. And here's how it looks. The Washington Commanders, after their shock upset over the Lions, will take on the Eagles in the NFC Championship game, while the Bills will try to dethrone Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. And we ask ourselves, is this the year that anybody can end the Kansas City Chiefs' reign? After beating the Texans on Saturday, KC find themselves in the AFC Championship for the 7th straight year. Patrick Mahomes just continues to cement his legacy. And let's remind you, he's still just 29 years old. In 7 years as the Chiefs starter, it's actually ridiculous that he's made the AFC Championship 7 times. Not only that, but he's a 3-time Super Bowl champion and a 3-time Super Bowl MVP. But in order for them to three-peat, they're going to have to go through Josh Allen and the Bills, who knocked off Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Allen is going to try to flip the script on a team that has knocked him out of the playoffs for the last 3 of 4 seasons. The Bills have shown they can beat the Chiefs, though. Allen's 4 regular season wins against the Mahomes-led KC are the most of any other NFL quarterback. But when it comes down to it, the Bills will need to get it done in the playoffs. The early line for this one has the Chiefs at 1.5-point favorites heading into the AFC Championship game. So can Allen and the Bills end the Chiefs' bid of the three-peat? Over in the NFC, we have the Commanders taking on the Eagles. And we have to talk about Washington and Jaden Daniels, who walked into Ford Field and knocked off the number 1 seed. And what an incredible run it has been! And what a year it's been for rookie QB Jaden Daniels. 2023 Heisman Trophy winner, number 2 overall pick in the NFL draft, and now he's on his way to the NFC Championship. He is 1 game away from going to the Super Bowl. But they're heading into Philadelphia, which is no easy task, because that means shutting down Saquon Barkley, who had a monster game against the Rams. Barkley finished with 205 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, and one of those just happened to be a 78-yard run. And the Eagles also come into this one with a little history on their side. They've won their last 2 NFC Championship games, including the 2017 season, where they eventually beat the Patriots in Super Bowl 52. And as we look at the early betting odds, the Eagles open the week at 5.5-point favorites over Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. The road to the Super Bowl concludes this upcoming weekend on TSN and CTV. Sunday, the Commanders take on the Eagles at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, and then it's the Bills and Chiefs at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. Time now for my favorite segment and yours, Why We Love Sports Today.
Why we love sports today.
I'm sure you've watched the movie Up and thought to yourself, how many balloons would it actually take to fly? Well, it seems like these guys haven't figured out. And the answer is a lot of balloons. Okay, you know what? I was concerned for a second, but he had a tether. It's not that scary. I would do it. You would do it. Come on. And then there were 2. Tonight, the inaugural 12-team college football playoff will crown a champion. It's Notre Dame taking on Ohio State, and it's a meeting between 2 of college's most historic programs and teams who rank within the top 4 in all-time wins in FBS history. The Buckeyes are looking to win its 6th title, first since 2014. Meanwhile, Notre Dame are looking to win its 12th and first since 1988. And despite being just under 500 kilometers from each other, this is just the 9th time these 2 teams will meet. Ohio State leads the all-time series between the 2 6-2, winning the previous 6 matchups. But the last time Notre Dame beat the Buckeyes, you'll have to turn the calendar all the way back to 1936. This is the largest spread in a national championship since 2022. Ohio State are currently 8.5-point favorites. Notre Dame looks for the largest upset win in a national championship since 2002. The winner of that game was Ohio State, who came in as 12-point underdogs. This will be the 17th straight game Ohio State are favored, which is the longest active streak in FBS. Oh, and while we have ya, maybe you're thinking of getting some last-minute tickets to catch the game? Tonight's game is the hottest college football ticket on record, with an average ticket price of just over $2,200. And if you can believe it, the highest ticket prices are going for almost $14,000. But if you're like me, you'll catch the game right here on TSN. It's a national championship between Ohio State and Notre Dame. Pre-game coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and we cannot wait. That's it for me today. We'll see you back tomorrow at 3 Eastern. No Pacific! Have a good one.